Hey, what's going on, good people? I am D-Chan, and I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, I want to go over how I came up, or how I made, or how I composed, depending on how you want to look at it, my song Caught Up. Now, this song is streaming on all major platforms, so when you get a chance, go ahead and check it out, add it to your playlist. All right, let's go ahead and go to Ableton. So let's start with the intro. It seems to be the what gets everybody caught up. Ha ha ha. Shame. All right, here we go. All right, so those components that we got going on, we have right here. If we click on it, this is, I have a drum rack right here, and this is a trap. And this particular trap set is coming from, actually from Ableton. So in one of their download packs, this one came down, so it's kind of cool. And here's the hi-hats and the piano. And let's go ahead and solo that so we can hear how that goes real quick. Yeah. And this is a contact. Alicia's keys. So that's what I'm using for this. All right. And now let's jump over to the verse. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll go ahead and we'll just let the beat play. We'll solo out the beat and let the beat play so you can get the feel of what was going on. And this is in my red group. So let's go with that real quick. There's the pattern. All right. So that's the drums. Let's jump down to the bass. How low can you go? All right. Now for this particular one, it's a Cmatics patch I got. You can see right here, as it says right here, it's an 808 Mob from Cmatics. Shout out to Cmatics for providing those quality sounds. And here it goes. I put it in a simpler. So here's a quick tip. I don't want to call it a pro tip because you guys probably already know, but you might not know. It's the full version of the kick is right here. If I play just that, you can kind of hear that it has like a transient from a kick that they have on it. So what I did, since I was using my own kick, I went ahead and dialed off the beginning of that transient of the kick, the hard sound, and just went with the sub. So it gives a more smooth flavor. And that works well with the kick. Yeah. So that's what I did with that. Let's jump over to the piano. And that's what we heard in the intro as well with Alicia Keys. Yeah. All right. Next instrument, we have chords. And in this particular patch, or this particular VST, another contact instrument. For those who don't know, now you know. This is the gospel musicians thing. It's an old one right here. And I'm using the Dino EP patch on that. I'm going to let you hear those chords real quick. Yeah, I always tend to go to this sound. I like this sound. Yeah, it's been around for a while. Just two chords. That's all we got going on for that right there. Close that up. Now this next one is bells. I have two bells going on. Let's go ahead and solo both of those. And then what I can do, one of those nice features in Ableton, we can go ahead and pull up both. At least we can. This is the ghost notes. This is what the Fruity Loop people always talk about. There you go to ghost notes. So as you can see, they're not lit up. But the cool thing about Ableton, you can switch back and forth or just hover over it, and then it reveals the ghosts. So we'll listen to those real quick. The first one is a patch from Ableton. And the second one is a patch from Isotope's Iris 2. Okay, so here's the patch from Ableton. Brush bell hits bells, and that comes down in one of the packs that they have. Once you purchase the full version, I have like not the standard version, but the studio version, the production version. And here is Isotope's Iris 2. All right, Iris 2 Isotope. Now this particular VST does pull a lot of CPU usage right here. So let's go ahead and play it, and you'll see that jump is right at 7 now, but once this joker plays, it's gonna go to like 17. So let that play. That's the Ableton patch. Look at that, 18, 19. And that's just a call and response. So I didn't use the other one. I tried to make it sure you get different textures when you're hearing these call and response things that's going on. All right, cool. So in the verse, that's all. Oh yeah, I do have, this is another thing. This is an operator patch. This also is an instrument that's in Ableton. It's an operator. And I might mess up the name, but I'll just call it, it's like a guitar. It's from like but I'll just let you listen to it. Yeah. I'll say it's a Sutar guitar. All right, so we got that going on, and we'll play that whole section now full out. Yeah. So yeah, so whenever you're making stuff or composing music, you want to make sure you try to fill all those little blank spaces, but also you want to leave space for vocals and raps and stuff like that, or any singing, anything that goes on. But since this is an instrumental track, I make sure I have like a call and response going on with the verse, and it's not too busy, and the chords carry it, and the beat drives the song. So now let's jump over to our first chorus. So I have new components that pop in. If you look at the colors, I have a couple of vocal samples going on. We'll listen to those real quick. Yeah. All right, so that's going on. I have two leads that I added to this chorus. The first one here sounds like this. All right. And that second lead is an octave above, but it's in a different voice. All right. And to keep some continuity, I kept the same bells from the first and a little bit of the second. So let's add that as well as the chords. So as you can hear, there's not any empty space or dull moments in there. They call it dead air going on in there. And also my bass becomes a little busy as well. And I'll play that real quick for you. All right, and that's the bass. Now let's listen to everything in context for this chorus. Let's jump over to the bridge, and it's kind of like I bring back what I did in the intro when I get to the bridge. So it's not unfamiliar territory. Sometimes, in the bridge, you can go off and get real sonic-y and real special. But this one, I wanted to make sure I kept people dialed in because it's an instrumental song. So you want to make sure it's no big changes because you can lose people if your song does a left turn as opposed to just grooving or rolling out. All right, here we go. Let's take a listen to the bridge. All right, here's some live playing I did. All right, cool. And the outro is pretty much that chorus once again. Okay, that completes pretty much this song. Thank you for checking it out. Before you leave, just go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and rate it. Go ahead and like it. Have a good time. Thank you, and have a good night. Well, I guess not a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Yeah, here we go.